welcome to the Elders Corner. Hi, I am Nessa, the Holistic. Over here is where reality and spirituality meet with a little bit of holistic flavor. And if this is your first time, I am Nessa, the Holistic. How y'all doing? Man, if you did not make it to Friends and Family Barbecue, you missed that. That was your fault. That was your fault. That was your fault. Listen, it was amazing. It was amazing. And what was so great about it was the different ministries and the different churches that came together. We had ACS there and a whole bunch of kids, and that was from Pastor Morgan, City of Yahweh. Then we had God's Grace New Life Tabernacle with Bishop Pena. She gave out pantry. So if you would have came and you need a couple of, and she had good produce, onions, bell peppers, strawberries, avocado. Listen, so, when somebody invites you somewhere like that, you should show up because you don't even know what God had for you. And if you was in a rough place, not only if you was in a rough place, you got some hot food, you had some food to take home with you. God did that. So we had, she brought, Bishop Pena set up and made all those bags and gave out pantry. Bishop, apostle, he's an apostle in our fellowship, but bishop in the church, which is the pastor. So that's why it goes in between y'all. Bishop Robinson paid for food, paid for the permit. No, Mama Stone paid for the permit. The generators. So we had microphones. We had it was. Listen, go on. Well, it's we did a live on Facebook, and it started. We did let them know that we didn't use the music. We don't own the music, and we just use it for worship. And so that wasn't. It was other things. And so when you guys know, when we started this journey, we started this journey very, very beginner. Very, very, very beginner. I knew what I had to do. I just bought the stuff that I needed, and I did my thing. And as I was learning how to monetize and all of that, social media stuff, you got to do some stuff. Okay, I don't have, nobody. I'm doing this, to keep forward a vision. So that was my whole agenda. My whole agenda was to keep forwarding a vision, and keep the banner. You understand? The total line. And so now I'm in a position, my God, and I thank God for what others don't like and what others don't support, God is still blessed. And so in monetizing, I had to brand Elders Corner. Y'all see we're getting merch. We have merch now. Cups, mugs, styluses, blankets. In the winter, we're going to do the hoodies. We have merch. I'm working on a website. I'm working on, the real legal stuff of this, because when we talk about this and we start really selling merchandise, we got to pay taxes on it. We got to make sure that, it's separate from my personal stuff. I'm even thinking about, getting a little advisory board to govern it, so there's some things I'm working on sideline so we can fully stand in the vision legitly and be monetized. And that monetization not only would be a blessing to me, it'll be a blessing to my church because I can do more in my church. I can do more in the street. Because I think as I progress and as I grow up, I think I'm going to be in the street. I was so comfortable in the street ministering, more freer than I do if I have an assignment in the pulpit. I was happy doing it, and it was like whatever I was feeling, it was attracting. It was attracting. And I'm serious. I'm serious. And so for a long time, I always had a way of thinking less and thinking not, oh, you know, you shouldn't be doing that. Like, it was always something tugging, you know, as the senior pastor, Pastor Leggett, being that hat. You know, it was something tugging. You know, I know it was from God that I was called to a position. You know, my first ordination, I know that because I heard it, I seen it. My mother, my spiritual mother, you know, was the adversary, and then after said, now go and grow. You understand? And so I process to be in my position. And then when my leader, my brother, my best friend, y'all know we just went through a whole thing with about him. When he transitioned, his leaders did this, put me in this position. And I just want to, you know, when you're mourning, when you hurt, when you running, you just do. And that's what I was doing. You know, and it felt like when I lost, it just felt like I kept losing. I don't know how we got here. But that's what it felt like. It felt like I kept losing. You know, until I ran. And I ran into where I'm at now. And I've been in this position, and I've been with them for 2 years now. You know? And I'm happy about that. You know, ups and downs, because we are human. We have behaviors. We have all thoughts. We have good days and bad days. But when I tell you love is love, you understand? And so this weekend was so amazing at the barbecue. You know, at the barbecue. Then we had a good word we had a tag team. Pastor Butler and Pastor Burrell came down from Connecticut. And they do their thing. They always been a tag team. You know, we went to Connecticut to Waterbury for their services and to support them in their church. They were tag teaming then. And so they were tag teaming, and she said we made them feel so important. And so that's ministry too. That's service. We supposed to be serving like that. Now, some people need to work on my opinion. Some people, like me, if I say that I'm an astronaut, I'm an astronaut, you know, I'm going to the moon. I'm supposed to be on the moon, or I'm supposed to be in the galaxy or at the space station, right? But refuse to get the information to get in position, or refuse to train so that I can get in position to fulfill me being an astronaut. I just walk around with an astronaut suit on all the time. You know, I got my little, my little NASA get up, and I know what NASA be saying, because, you know, you can go online on Google and Google NASA. So you know what's finna happen. Oh, they're gonna, or, you know, SpaceX, you can look that up and see when I can do that. But that's the best it gets. Right? So if that's the best it gets, I'm not an astronaut. That's not what I am, because I'm not doing anything to give me evidence that I'm an astronaut. Y'all catching this? So some people, you know, got to figure out that they are not what they think. And if they are, it's time for training. Oh, and I'm not going to finish. And now y'all know, I'm not going to get on that judgmental bias stuff. I'm just talking trash. Because y'all know, already know, like, I am not the one. You know, so I know rules, I know instructions, I know behavior, I know anointing, I know power, and I know con. Okay? I was a con artist. You know what I'm saying? I was a thief. You know what I'm saying? So when you was that, you can identify that. A pretender. You know. Jacob means trickster, or, you know, so, and it went from Jacob, the trickster, to Israel, the one who wrestled with. So transition happens. That's all I'm saying. You know, I'm telling you that barbecue was everything. That barbecue was everything. Everybody worked together. Everybody had smiles on it. It was hot. People stood in it. People came. We had so much fun. We did. So, you know, we was having the services and stuff. And so when we had women's service, while the weekend before, I was telling the sisters, I was like, look, sisters. Because one of our bishops, she's very down there. She's sweet. She's, you know, you can talk to her. She ain't so high up that she don't. I love Bishop Pena. Well, anyway, I like all the leaders, because all the leaders around me are not those kind of leaders that I've been around when I was in First Corinthian Baptist Church or Mega Church, you know, or when I was at Kelly Temple, you know, Church of God in Christ, you know, that, you know, you can't get to them. You can't have a conversation with them. All you can do is allow them to serve in their pulpit capacity, and after that, it's just like untouchable, right? And I was in training at First Corinthian Baptist Church. I already told y'all I did the seminary. I did the I Revolution there. But you still couldn't get to certain people in the ministries because of their titles and positions. In this new conference, in this new life, I'm around real leaders who are attainable and reachable and conversation and down there, non-judgmental, and I love them. And they real Christians, okay? Not. And when we say real Christians, I'm not saying it like how the Jews used to pick up the people of the way. I'm not saying it like that. What I'm saying is, you know, we all fall, right? We are all short. We all make a mistake. These right here really, like, they for real. Mama Stone, Bishop, Bishop Pena, Bishop Robinson. Even with I love my youth pastor. They'll say, oh, we're gonna go and we're gonna do that, and child, I'm sure don't do any of it. You be embarrassed a little bit. But so we were just, when we was there, and Bishop Pena had told us that, you know, now the churches or the Christian world is saying that when, you know, because now, you know, people were saying, you know, in church, where your praise at, you know, emulating the line. I don't know why, but they did. I don't know why they would do something earthly and bring it in sacred, but people do what they do to attract, and we can't judge them for their decision, because a lot of pastors do it to attract more people to come in so they can serve them. So I don't see it that way. But, you know, if the rules and regulations or whatever the doctrine is in their leaderships, you know, have to say that. You know, and we can always, you know, have an opinion on it, but doesn't mean it's factual, because we don't even know the content. We just see whatever and hear whatever. But, you know, Bishop Pena had told us that, you know, they were saying that boots on the ground was demanding now, and you shouldn't do it, and this and all this. So we like, I had to explain, you know, I think a lot of people are afraid to experience Christianity based on what they see on social media or what happened to them when they were kids, especially if you're 40 and over, what you experience, because anything under that didn't experience. And I mean forced to go to church, forced to have to do, those things. And so when you got grown and made your own decision, you got away from it. I think a lot of people don't want to attach themselves to that because they think that, well, I have to give up everything and I'm not going to have nothing and I'm going to be a square and I'm already like, a square, but now I'm going to be a real triangle, you know what I'm saying, or a rectangle, and I'm not going to be able, but that's not real Christianity. That's not having a relationship with God through Jesus Christ, through his sacrifice, through his cleansing, through his teaching, through his ways of life, that we should emulate the behavior, the tenacity, the thought of Christ. Okay, our example as a man. Man and divinity, So, but he said two things that always stuck with me and always made me want to be a follower of Christ. These things I do, you can do them greater. One of my favorites. And I came to give you life, and life more abundantly. And when he said more abundantly, he was not talking financial. He wasn't talking about money. Even though he has the power and the ability to give out money. Remember he gave the 10 fishermen the diary and to see what they were going to do with it. You remember that? You remember that story? One went and squandered his, the other one hid it. And when Jesus came back and gave him that, y'all remember that conversation. So he has the ability to deal with money. But when he was saying life and life more abundantly, you have to get in that context. I'm not here to preach. That is the fruits of the spirits, that he wants you to have abundant fruit and continually producing love, joy, happiness, peace, long suffering, temperament. Those are the things. So that when you're going through things, you have a strength. And you can have fun. You can sing. You don't have to be provocative. You don't have to be, THOT. That's what they say. Y'all like it. DM me if you want to buy you one. I have to do it like that until I get all the logistics together. Yeah. You can go out. You can experience the world. There are proverbs and scriptures saying when you go amongst them, be as wise as a serpent. That means be on alert. You understand? And then it says be as loving of love. And your behavior should be as loving as a dove. So you should walk in love. You should walk in presentation no matter where you're at. That's why I tell y'all we outside. That's why I talk in the terminology that I talk in. So people can see that, like, all us, and I know church lingo, I know church behavior. I love the church. Okay? Let's talk about it. We're on the block, y'all. Being a homie is really being 100 with you. That's part of my life that I would never give. My grandmother gave me that sacredness, and I keep that. Okay? So, you don't have to look like them to have a relationship with the mighty one. You don't. You don't have to look like them. You don't have to act like them. Okay? You don't. You can be different. You can be different and have a relationship with God. And because you're different and because your heart is pure, God will be using them while they're looking at you and saying all of that. God will be using you. God will be using you and skipping them. Okay? So that's how that's how it's supposed to be. We supposed to take our kids Six Flags. Oh, some Christians won't go to Six Flags because of the music and the rides and the different character. Listen, some Christians didn't watch Sinners because they said that was demonic and you're going to hell and all of this. It's a movie. It's a historical movie because just like the symbolics and symbolisms that we learn in the Bible, I'm not comparing. I'm demonstrating. Like there are parables that you have to work out to understand what it mean, and that's how Sinners was. There were integrated messages or historical things in it that'll make you go read certain books to learn Black history. And so the vampire was the illusion and the all of that, because that was that was like, okay, and not only that, it just that symbolism had symbolism. So it was I like drama. I'm a drama queen. I love drama. I am a drama queen. Yes, I am. Yeah, I understand. But we really rocked out and let me tell y'all, because we was doing all of those things in those 2-week frames, because not only I was at the headquarters serving, like that Tuesday I had did something. I think I went to the doctor, and then that Wednesday we went to the beach, and oh God, Far Rockaway Beach, forget about it. I'm not going back over there anymore. Don't go. Just keep driving up till you get to Long Beach, Jones Beach. Just keep driving up, because the water and the scenery is so beautiful. I don't know what happened to Far Rockaway, but it's not the same. And we was doing that, and then Thursday, one of my babies had orientation because she's starting high school next year. So we did one. So it's been like ongoing movement, ongoing. But how y'all been doing? Because I know I just went on and on and on, and we interlocked so many different stories while me expressing things that I learned, things that happened. And this is the revelation. It's things are changing for real. The times are rough. Times gonna get real rough. This the time as things get rough that we learn to lean into fasting for so many ways. And I'm talking to the Christians right now. I'm talking to the followers in the house. Because I know some of my people, my family members on here. I know some of the young boys, and I know some of the big homies. Nelson, I ain't fasting. I understand. I'm not expressing it. But for those that know, this that time for clarity. It's clarity time. And I'm thinking I'm ready to get me some more clarity, because what I'm doing now and what I'm working on, I need to have a clear mind. I have to be disciplined. Fasting teach you to be disciplined. That's what the Muslims fast. They could go for 30 days straight with joy and learning and teaching and so much. So, and then you see them all the time. Blessed people. You can smell them. You can smell it. It's time for clarity and get things lined up. We are dealing with a wicked, treacherous government that don't care about its people, especially its people that do the middle class and the poor and the they don't care about them. They don't. This country don't. They don't care if the women don't own their bodies. The Spanish and the dark-colored immigrants, even some of the blacks, have to be very careful, because even though they're not running us out the country, they're still doing police brutality. I remember it was on one of these episodes. I told y'all Trump went and gutted the civil right thing where if you have a law, you can't do a lawsuit against the police department, or you can't sue them through civil liberties. Remember we had if you don't believe me, look at it, the ACLU organization. Look it up and read. Go, because the White House web page is advertising the President Golf Club. He's over there opening up his business, expansion his business while in office, making money, billions of money for favors and pardons. This our government, so that's corrupt. If you live in the urban or the big cities, that's rough. Or if you're in the rural, you got to deal with racism, and it is so much coming at you. It's time to be quiet and focused. So I'm asking y'all, being homeless and OGs, I'm going to set something up, and I'm going to do a thing on a prayer line, and we're going to meet him. I'm going to tell you guys everything. I got to set it up. I just had it, and I said I want to tell y'all. I'm moving too fast, but I'm going to set it up so we can do a day together like that. And I'll check in on you, and we'll do it on like Google Meets or something like that, so we could do it that way. But we need clarity right now. It's going to be good and bad. Good thing is stay focused, be getting money, stay out of trouble, stay out the way. You know what I'm saying? Stay out the way. Don't play with the pole. Po. Don't play with them. Don't play with ICE. Stay out the courtrooms. Be law-abiding right now. Be focused. It's not time to be on the hot stuff. Ain't no banging time. Ain't no running it up. You ain't getting no quick lick. It's none of that. It's cut for that. Okay? It's time to do a little bit, and stack your bread. So you be good. And I'm thinking about taking the funds out of the bank and get me a safe. Because if it go down the way Trump could do what he wants, he's immune. Y'all see it. We got to stay focused. Got to have a clear mind. So, listen, next week, the 8th, our apostle is doing he's the guest speaker at a holy convocation. And so, if I get permission, we'll go live on Facebook. Hopefully by the 8th, I think it's the 9th, that weekend, the 8th, 9th weekend, I have the advertisement set up, and I'll have the banking information set up so that they don't block our content. Okay? Because that's what happened while we was in the park. Listen, guys, I thank y'all so much for showing up over here at the Elders Corner. My name is Nessa the Holistic, and over here, spirituality meets reality with a little bit of holistic flavor. Listen, stay tuned. There's a lot of big things getting ready to happen. Y'all see the merge. And I'm going to be showing a lot of more stuff as we get the webpage set up. I have a team that finally is ready, and we're ready to move forward. Listen, thank you for the support. Listen, if you have not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe. Listen, hit the like button. Hit the like button. It won't hurt you. It won't hurt you. Hit the like button so the algorithm can move for me. you know, I would support you in that same way. If you don't want to leave a comment, then that's fine, but just hit the like. You don't even have to hit the like, but hit the dislike button. And that also provides algorithm. So thank you for showing up over here at the Elders Corner.